Previously on After the Bid.
I was like, whatever. I was like, Dennis could be in here. I can shut my bedroom door if I want to. And if I want to smoke cigarettes in the house, I can smoke it. I'm on the lease.
Going up to this DPS office and my first time, I even experienced the struggle inside of that.
He pretty much went to prison for me. I kind of feel bad because he did 5 years for some shit he didn't do.
If you can have a second chance in life, would you finally get things right? Would you do all that it takes to undo all the past mistakes? Would you take the time to learn everything that you never knew? Would you do all the things that you never had courage to do? There are many things in my life that I would like to change. I have a lot of regrets and mistakes that I've made. There are opportunities that I've taken. Too many wrong choices that I have made. I wish that I could right all my wrongs and find the places where I truly belong. I want a second chance at life. I am gonna live it the best way.
Questions probably concerning my childhood and stuff like that. Probably I want to talk to my dad whenever you can get a chance. You still got his number?
Yes, I have it. I'm gonna have to look it up and get his job number.
Yeah.
You was like always to yourself. You was never want to play with no one. You always just off to yourself, want to be by yourself. You never want to be with the others. You was the goodest child when they was growing. Y'all were growing up. You was like the best one I had because you stayed to yourself and you didn't bother nobody. You played by yourself. You did everything by yourself.
I said, yeah, I'm still like that. I don't know why. Well, now I see it as, hey, I'm comfortable with myself because most people, they don't want to, they like a lot of people around them and stuff, but it's more time for me to think.
Okay. I remember when you was locked up, and one of your letters you had asked me, you told me you had sent me a bad letter, and you said that I was treating you like the black sheep of the child. I didn't, you remember that letter?
Yeah, kind of.
But it's one like that. So what made you feel? What give you that feeling to feel like that?
I think probably because sometimes, well, I don't know, it's probably, I feel like everything I was to blame, like I do, so what, if Aaron or Jonathan or something do something, I'll be the one to get a whooping for it, or I'll be the one to scream, or like, why you let him do this, or you should have been watching him, or stuff like that, and I feel like I was the one always getting the bad end on that. It's probably just how I used to look at it. Like a bunch of, like especially my birthday, even because like my birthday in December, right down from Christmas, and a bunch of times I used to, a bunch of birthday presents was Christmas presents. And I remember a bunch of birthdays and stuff. I used to be just mad crying because it seemed like everybody else get a birthday party and stuff but me. But now I see it because Christmas time on parents is hard because you gotta put aside extra money to buy Christmas trees, lights, gifts and stuff, and pay the bills, that the normal bills. I see that now, but back then I was like, well, I guess I'm the one that's not loved. Or I felt like that.
How did you feel like that? But no, trust me, you was loved. Trust me, you came out of me. I'm not love you, and I ain't had. You said you made a statement saying I had special treatment. I loved them more. I don't know. You said I had a special pick. I don't have no picks on my kids. I love y'all all the same. It might be I showed all of y'all different way, but all I have the same love. If something will happen to you, I'm gonna be hurt just as well as I will be. I have the same feeling that I have for the other, but I show a different effect because y'all have different ways.
I do see the love that you have showed. I see it clear now, and that's why even when I was in, that was my main goal is to get out and make you proud of me, because you taught me you pretty much taught me the right way to go. You taught me how to work. I remember you telling me you ain't gotta ask nobody for nothing. Work, get your own.
Coming up next on After the Bid.
That time with Mama Lee, she was strict and pretty much whoop us for everything, and you can tell it wasn't a real love.
Because when I got there, they were going through it, and it was like, when they found out where I was going to Clemens, and they were like, oh, you going to burning hell.
Right.
Like,
Right.
what's that?
Yeah.
Burning hell.
Right.
You pretty much taught me the right way to go. You taught me how to work. I remember you telling me you ain't gotta ask nobody for nothing. Work, get your own. When we were staying with Mama Lee, and I remember my first time that seeing you in a long time, and you had bought us some Easter clothes. You bought me and Aaron some black slacks, a green button-up shirt with a tie, and it was Easter. And I think we went to church, and I had graduated 5th grade. Well, I was graduating 5th grade, and I remember you saying, you want to come back and live with Mama? And I was like, yeah, because I every kid want to come back with their mama. And what was that, like 3 years? I want to say 3. I went 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Yeah, about 3 years. And we were both excited, me and Aaron, because that time with Mama Lee, she was strict and pretty much whoop us for everything. And you can tell it wasn't a real love. When we did move in with you, and we went to North Line Point, and that was our first time meeting Michael, your husband. And I think he had that blue Chevy truck. Now, of course, it for a young boy knowing that he wasn't my father, of course I had, at first, it was like, you ain't my dad. Even though I wasn't appreciative of him being with you, but of course I wanted my dad, you to be with my father, but that's your choice. And at the time, I wasn't seeing it like that. But as I look now, I learned a lot of good things from Michael. He taught me a lot. Yeah, I had wanted my father. I remember I got a bunch of memories of, I don't know how old I was, but us, me, my dad, Tasha, Aaron, and Jonathan, all together. I remember It was a little apartment. I don't know where it was, but I just remember all that. I remember everything. Spring Branch. I remember all of it. I remember he used to take us to the basketball court all the time. You used to go to. That's probably why I know how to play ball. You and him. You used to play basketball, and I remember all of it. That's the happy times. Yeah, that's the good times. I consider those good times because it was like one big family. But also, I wanted to talk to my dad, Paul, because I wanted to let him know what I seen when I was a child and how I felt. And in my own mind, I put together before his mom and dad and my grandpa died, it was a big family. And I come up with this the assumption I came up with, that after they died, then that's when I seen the downhill, and he started messing with drugs, and after that it was like no more. And I'm probably right, I'm probably wrong. I would like to sit down and ask him that personally, but I don't have no hard feelings against him for that. I still love my father, and I just really want to just move forward and tell him I love him and no hard feelings. Move on just like you. Like right before I got out, I had wrote a long letter explaining what I'm gonna do, what are my goals and stuff like that. And I make it my top priority to do that because I feel I'm a man of my word and I gotta stand by that.
Yeah, he's got the smallest room right now.
Keyhole, knock on door. Look.
Oh, man. What's you been up to, man?
Man, I need a call. Ron Flores told me Thursday for the job. Yeah, that Casey hooked me up with a job before, so.
Now, do what happened?
Hooked me up with a job, of course. She said, well, she said Denny's. She said Denny's. No, not Denny's.
Oh, okay.
Aha.
Yeah.
Man, and that's probably the best. I'm kind of thinking
It's
like
Cassie. He threw me off.
Casey.
Casey.
Oh, I thought so.
Cassie. Everybody does that.
I don't know why I said that. Cassie. She corrected me too on the phone. I was like, Cassie.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, Cassie. And if it does pull through with Ron, I probably might not even
Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you be like, oh man, you all do that. Always happen the wrong time. Hello. Hey, baby girl, let me call you back, man. It's kind of a bad time. I had a little stretch in between when I was talking to you, so that's cool. Oh my God, what? Man, all right.
She wants that time, don't she? Huh?
Yeah.
I already know. Yeah, I go through the same thing with Cassie. She wants me there 24/7, man.
Boom.
I pick her up from work. She wants me to lay there with her until she falls asleep, and then she wants me there when she wakes up, and it's like, man, I got work to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let me go for a minute at least. Yeah.
But I mean, the truth, my reality, I'm like, can't afford that right now. I don't know about that. Because I'm really concerned. I'm really just concerned. All the moving around that you get in prison, and stuff like that. You just don't stay in one place.
Yeah, that's true.
And I remember when I initially experienced that.
Yeah.
I was on Bird Unit Diagnostics Unit. You take, come in, you're fresh.
Yeah.
Assigning you to your actual ID unit. And,
yeah.
Man, I remember it was. I was young at the time too. I was still like probably 18, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like 18, And so I was 18 at the time, coming in diagnostics unit. Came in, as I'm sitting there, everybody's there, and everybody's talking, you know. And so I'm listening to the talks, you know. One male officer comes to a guy that has transferred from holiday unit, diagnostics unit, with me to bird unit. Officer's talking to him, man, where you going? He says, oh man, I'm going to Larry Gitz. I said, oh man, yeah, it's good over there, man. You all right, man? I got a female friend over there. Her name is so-and-so, man. When you get in contact with her, man, she'll put you in the door, if you know what I mean. And I'm like, golly, what is this actually going on? Like, this is what goes on? Like, I'm like, man, you got, he say, man, you come here. What unit you going to? And I show him a lane. He was like, man, yeah, you going to Robinson, man. All right, no. Like, gave a lane back. I'm like, man, it's nothing interesting to say. Like,
yeah, what's up with that?
He like, ain't nothing interesting to say. You going to Robinson.
Yeah.
Rocky Robinson. Like,
because when I got there, you know, they were going through and it was like, when they found out where I was going to Clemens, and they were like, oh, you going to burning hell.
Right.
Like,
right.
What's that?
Yeah.
Burning hell.
Right.
Man, all right.
It seems like
Nah, for real. I mean, it was fight and ride.
I see, it was a guy.
Every day.
I know, see, you had the talks about it. So, it was a guy that was with me. I'm not talking about the other guy that went to Larry Gitz, but another guy. I didn't know him. When we was going with everybody was looking at the lanes, he was just kind of young. He was young, about 17 years old, and he was just playing like, yeah, man, and everybody's intake. I mean, everybody's getting ready to get on the bus. Yeah. They're like, man, say, youngster, you know where you going? He's like, no, what's up? And he was like, just so young. Yeah. And they're like, man, let me see your lane, man. You're like, man, huh. They got a lane, they look at his lane. They say, oh, shit. They say, dude, you going to, you know where you going? You're like, no, what? They said, man, you going to Burnhead, you going to Clemens, man. Yeah. Man, you better start doing push-ups right now. You gonna fight as soon as you get off the bus.
You gotta do some push-ups. Yeah. It's gonna be on.
So,
hey, man, we're lying.
Yeah, I know, man. Back, especially. Yeah. I mean, how long you locked up? How about 20-something years?
That was back, yeah. 22 years, so.
Real rough back then. It was, compared to how it is now. I mean, it's.
When you go out in the fields, you work, and you get into it out in the fields. You go back in the house, get into it. It was a youngster. I was like 22. And I was really considered almost an old school.
Right.
Because, I mean, the average kids were 18, some 17, 18, 19, you know, and say it was, What was worse was, now, when I left Clemens, I was on 45, right? And I just come off of my restrictions.
A 45 day?
45 days. Commissary restriction, everything. And, they shipped me to Cofield. Right? Now I'm going from burning hell to the glass house.
Right.
And I get there, and these two essays stabbed this other essay like 30-something times. And so they just went on lockdown. Wow. And so now I go from 45 LOP to 45 days lockdown. Yeah. And the whole 45 days, I didn't have nothing. I was already on Skid Row. But the first day I get there, I get into it with my cellie. You know, they call it the glass house because the run, nothing but, you know, window panes. And at night,
you know, summertime, you gonna burn up too.
Oh yeah, at night when they got the light on in the cell, it lights up on the windows, and all the way down the run, you can see what's going on in anybody's cell.
Coming up next on After the Bid.
Doing the things that I used to do when I was doing before, I'm not doing it. Because I did not cost you to get in there. I didn't cost you to get in there the first time. But I'm not going to do all the stuff that I used to do. Like come down there and see you or break my neck to put money on your book.
Yeah, I catch an attitude when somebody talks about taking my shit. You know?
Right.
It's like, yeah, I feel you. But you sound like you got something, man. Like you got a box can. As I was saying earlier,
Explain.
Like that conditional love, it's an unconditional love. When you have to show your kids the unconditional love. When Aaron and Paul Aaron and Jonathan got out of jail, and they went back. Before they went back, when they got out, before they went back, I said, you go back down there, I'm not coming and breaking my neck doing things that I was doing straight up,
Turn with them.
doing the things that I used to do when I was doing before. I'm not doing it because I did not cost you to get in there. I didn't cost you to get in there the first time, but I'm not gonna do all the stuff that I used to do, like come down there and see you or break my neck to put money on your book. And that's what I'm doing now, because really I don't have the money to do it, but I do love them, and I will try to help them out if they need it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way doing it like I did before.
I already know it's hard without us being there emotionally and even financially, because I know you be needing a little help every now and then.
Yep. They said that I don't care. I do care. I can't just break my neck for you because when nobody tell you to do it, you know what's right, you know from wrong. Like if you go back, I'm not gonna be like I was last time. I'm showing you that unconditional love that let you suffer and feel what I'm going through. Thinking I don't love you, but I do love you.
You gonna take this exit right here? Take a right and color. Get all the way up.
Turn right on Collin Boulevard.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Well, I've been saving up, try to get a car about a month or two. Once I get my driving license, they even give me the rip and running around.
Turn left on South Street.
What's the driver license people?
Yep.
Wow.
Because I gotta take this class that's 5 hours, 3 hours a day.
Why you just want to go straight and get your license?
I can't do that. I gotta take that driving license class because when I first had my license, I got pulled over. They found some weed in my car, so I gotta go take this drug education program or something.
Okay. So you gotta go there for a while.
Yeah. No, it's just 5 days.
Okay, well that ain't too bad.
The first class, it was like $22 a day, which is like $110. I had bought the money orders and everything, but I had one up there a week ago, and nobody was at the office. So I'm like, man.
How long your monitor gonna be on?
At least a year from when I get out, so at least about 7 more months. I would like to have a moment of silence for the creators and the brainstormers for the GPS system on the people on parole. Thank you.
But the first day I get there, I get into it with my cellie. I'm hip to what's going on. I know that this dude is gonna feel me out and try and see where I'm at, where I stand. So when I go in there, he's standing at the back, right, on the toilet at the back of the cell, standing up and the lights on right above him. I see that everything is going on out in the windows right there, and ain't no other window out or ain't no other cell light turned on.
Right.
It's dark and it's quiet. Usually when it's quiet, it's because everybody's tuned in on channel 1.
Right.
Actually, it was channel 11 cell, because that's where I was at.
Right.
And so this fool's sitting up there, he's asking me, where you come from, how much time you got, what's your name and all that stuff. I'm putting my stuff up while I'm just, entertaining this conversation, because I know where it's going to go. They always go to the same end,
Right.
And, well, not always, but usually. So I put my stuff up, and he sees me. I got these brand new Nikes, right, that I've been having since the free world. And I put them up in my locker, and I hear him say, "I'm gonna jam you behind them shoes when the doors roll." And so, I mean, I jumped off the bunk. I said, "What's up, man? We ain't gotta wait till the doors roll. What's up?" He's like, "What you talking about?" I said, "Man, you said you're gonna jam me behind these shoes when the doors roll. I said, let's take care of it right now." He said, "No, that ain't what I said. I said, they're gonna jam you behind the shoes." I said, all right, cool, man. And so I kind of leave it at that, and I go back and put my stuff up, right? And then now everybody's tuned in to all this. So to save face, he's like, "Man, you act like you got an attitude or something." Wow. I said, "Well, yeah, I catch an attitude when somebody talks about taking my shit, you know?"
Right.
He's like, "Yeah, I feel you. But you sound like you got something, man. Like you got a box game." Right then I knew that's the only way to determine and to squash is to get over it. So I jumped down and I said, "Come on, what's up, man?" And so, man, I laid into that. Thank God, I tore that dude off the bone, man. The next day, showered it. And actually, right after that, you hear all the fools, "Oh, man, white boy tore your ass up, South Park. Oh, man, white boy got something, Right. And then, so the next day, we go out to shower, and he's all beat up. I ain't got a mark on me. So it was like, But then, then dudes want to try it because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was, man, I had some fights, man.
And see, another thing about that code in prison, that's just understood. I mean, you have to. You can't just do something without just doing it like that because it's different people in that environment. Just not Hispanics. It's Hispanics, blacks, whites, and so that's gonna commonly cause some conflict of interest in there because I remember when I was even on Wallace, I asked this old school one time when I was leaving from Robinson to Wallace Unit. And I asked the old school, I'm like, man, we were talking, old school is always knowledgeable in some area of where you going and what is it going to be like, you know that. And so I asked the old school, what is Wallace Unit? "Oh, youngsters, lay back, man. Yeah. Lay back, youngsters. Just, you all right, man. They do time over there, man. Just lay back." Man, I go over there, man. As soon as I walk in, like, man, meet him custody. I'm going to meet him custody already, so. Yeah. As soon as I walk in, meet him custody, you got the bloods on this side. It look like the projects, man. His feet dangling from 2-row, bloods on this side, Crips on this side. Yeah. And it look like the projects up in here. So he looks down around like, "Look out, black." I'm like, "What's up?" "So you a blood?" I say, "No, man." I say, "Why?" "No, I'm just asking, man. I'm just asking." I'm saying, "I told you it wasn't no blood." I'm like, "Man, you got to be kidding me, man. I'm for real." I'm like, this is what old school tell me about this. Lay back. Yeah. And so you just got this guy walk around smoking weed. I mean, it's weed. You can smell it. Just walk around like it's legal or something. Just walk around. He walk around like he on the radio or something. I'm like, man, you serious? This is laid back? Like, this is all registered in my head. Like, you smell the hooch. Dude walking around. "Hey, what's up, black?" "Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man. Just walk around." Yeah. I'm like, man, you got to be kidding me, man. I'm like, nah, man. I found out the laws were involved in Mexican mafia, Histones, I figured that out real quick. Tattoos was another thing that I seen in a whole different style that I ever seen in the penitentiary. I seen it over there, tattoos like I've never seen before, man. Dudes have tattoo guns, which is common in the penitentiary, of course, but I commonly see tattoos being done in the cells, but they weren't day room. They had extension cords running out the cells, man, watching TV, working on this guy's head. Yeah, in a day room, like it's legal. Yeah. But it's illegal, and and I was just working, watching a movie. Hold on, Doctor, look at that, man. It's crazy. On the bench. And I'm looking at all this like, man, you got 2 tattoo artists. One over here, one over here doing somebody's leg. Yeah. In the day room. And I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, I used to tattoo and I'd have laws come in and I'd tattoos on the laws.
right. I seen officers get tattooed before.
Yeah, they'd be holding jiggers and say, hey, look out, lieutenants on the building, man, lock it down. So I put my stuff up, man.
Coming up next on After the Bid.
Every guy I've been with used to beat me and degrade me and take my money and control me. And I mean, my baby's dad put a gun to my head. I've been with used to beat me and degrade me and take my money and control me. And I mean, my baby's dad put a gun to my head. With him, like, I feel secure. Like, I mean, I feel safe, and I have my own money. I have my freedom. I'm happy. I laugh. He's the best person I ever had in my life. We have a connection. Okay, that's him. Too much drama. Goodbye. That's it. I'm not gonna lose a friend that's been there for me from the bottom to the top for somebody that can't handle jealousy. So I'm gonna choose a friendship over somebody that wants to marry me. That's not gonna try to control me. So you know what? You can have all the money in the world. You know what? Friendship. Some friendship is more than all the money in the world, and to me, you mean too much to me. Do it. Fuck him.
They're kind of pickles. I like them, but they're just different.
No, you wanted it. Now you can finish it. You finish it. You having fun with Dennis? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're gonna fly, Chloe. You're gonna fly. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna catch it. I know. Oh my goodness.
Coming up next, after the bid.
You begin to realize more and more how valuable life is. The only thing that I regret, man, is that I lost my father. Man, 10.5 years. I'm built on actions. I start school in January, put my thinking cap on, man, and start to get involved in a lot of curriculums and academics. You begin to realize more and more how valuable life is. The only thing that I regret, man, is that I lost my father. He was a good friend, you know. He was a good friend. He was probably about my best friend, you know, somebody I can talk to, feel comfortable around him. So, you know, out of all of this, that's the thing that I regret the most, probably. You know, shoot, not only the actions that I, put forth, which caused a dramatic effect in my life, but, you know, just the big fact that I lost my dad. But I know a lot of things happen for a reason. I learned a lot about life through the events of what I've been through, because I didn't only live my reality in prison, but I had the opportunity to experience other people's trials, hurts, and reality through their own testimonies from their very lips. You know, when they tell me, man, I'm not going home, man. I got a life sentence under new law. I've begun to cherish life more precious than I did before, man.
Coming up next on After the Bid.
You know, with the good also come the bad. That good news, it just didn't come once, it came twice.
stayed focused. So just like, you know, I wrote some stuff in the card, but I knew from there that even in that situation, because you got a lot of like jailhouse religion and stuff like that. And the way you can usually tell the difference is when guys still keep their integrity, regardless if the law is looking or not. So he had a mission and he stayed focused the whole time. And I can say right now, like I'm seeing that all coming to fruition, like step by step, not this like, let me get out, make money quick, but even in there, everything he did, it was a step-by-step process that he never tried to take shortcuts on. He would always go through the process. I'm talking about, he did the music, everything that he put his mind to, I watched him do. He's a good dude, and ever since I met his fiance, Sean, I can tell that she's the type of woman that's definitely loyal, dedicated, and they got a lot of love between them. And I think the type of love they got is something that like we as people always look for. And that's kind of rare sometimes to find that special connection. But I can just tell by the way they are together that they got that.
I'm gonna be a father. It's what I was asking for, what I was dreaming for. I'm happy about it. But you know, with the good also come the bad. That good news, it just didn't come once, it came twice. I got 2 kids on the way, 2 babies, within a month and a half apart. I don't want him to feel neglected when he's here. I also want to show him the same type of love, but it's not gonna be because I'm not gonna be in the picture.
Did you run into, after being 10 years away from your daughters?
No, I guess everything. I mean, you get out and you have a ideal sense of what a parent should be. You know, and you come out with this manuscript you think you're gonna follow to be able to discipline your kids and take care of them, and life just don't work that way.
They ain't trying to hear it.
They've been with their mom so long, and their mom really can't handle them. I get out and I think I'm the toughest son of a bitch out here. She can't tell me nothing. And my kids are gonna rule with an iron fist, you know, and it's really just not the way to go about it, or not with them anyway. Especially being out of their lives for so long. So it's kind of like I'm learning how to balance, you know, and balance everything between loving them and disciplining them, and all that. And you know, I've been out of their life for so long, they don't know what to think, you know. So.
And just to make that connection.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to make that connection because I mean, in prison, dude, I lose. I mean, I didn't know this then. I know it now. The toughest thing that I lost is how to love. You know.
Yeah.
I don't love much of. I don't feel much of any emotion. You know.
Me either. I'm the same way.
Yeah, I've been the same way.
I'm numb.
My biggest regret is not only losing my father, but besides that is doing what I did, because I could have focused that energy on a lot of potentially gifted areas, man. But one thing I know is that mentally, man, I think I needed some form of process to go through. You know, as we know, processes is naturally embarked with a phenomenon. So I needed some type of process to go through, man, to register every event that transpired in my life. I needed that, so I think that helped, man, a whole lot.
This is real talk from the heart. How many times have you struggled just to take care of your mother and your sister doing bad like your brother just to stay above the water, your hustle? How many times have you missed sleep cause you refuse to accept defeat, trying to get back on your feet? Keep pushing, never let your knees buckle. I got my feet on the ground, in my head in the sky, and just to get around, I feel I got